salutations, bardflies. It is I, once again, your beloved artistic director and most glorious leader, Jeremy Eineichner, who is now legally a Scottish lord, and therefore is more than apt to capable of bringing you William Shakespeare's Macbeth Raw. But before I do anything else, I need to call my players to the screen. Normally I say to the stage, but we're not on a stage anymore. Okay. Yep, all right, we got everyone. Now, for those of you who've never been or never seen, I shouldn't say been, never seen a Boozy Bard live show, these actors know what play we're doing, but they don't know who they're going to be playing in said play. They're all muted, so they can't do that. But they're going to find out, because I have one hat with all of their names and another hat with all the characters' names. And I'm going to draw one at a time from each, and that'll determine who's going to play who tonight. First up, Joanna Amos will be Duncan and Hecate. Next, Michelle White will be playing Malcolm. Maya Danks will be playing Lennox. Stephen Wolterstorff will be playing Banquo. Brian Bear, yes, will be playing the Porter. Yes, God help us all. Kelsey Lexow will be playing Lord Macbeth. Carrie Johns will be playing Witch 3 and MacDuff Jr. Nicole Allee will be playing Lord Ross. Sarah Wallisch will be playing MacDuff. Christee Reince will be playing Which One and the Murderer. Nick Fear will be playing Witch 2 and Lady Macduff, which means that Bonnie Elliott is our Macbeth. And that's our cast, folks.
He's our Lady Macbeth.
As I said, for those of you who've never been to one of our shows or seen one of our shows here on Zoom, the actors just found out who they're going to be playing. And the reason we normally do this when we do a live show is because we were trying to do these things the way they were done in the time of William Shakespeare. Obviously, Shakespeare did not do his shows over Zoom, but I feel if he had Zoom during his plague period, he absolutely would have, rather than, spending time writing this play and King Lear. But, But no, he was a worker. He would have just done more shows rather than just sit around writing new ones. But I know this sounds confusing to people, that they think, oh, wait, these people just randomly doing stuff that they have no idea what they're doing? That is how it was traditionally done? Yes, it was. You see, back in Will's time, you didn't have months to rehearse. You had the script given to you on Tuesday, and you maybe got to it by Friday. And that was all the time they had. And they would And then they would rehearse all day during the day because that was when light happened. But the only things that they would do were the big ballroom dance scenes and the fight scenes, so they didn't run into each other and kill each other. So when did they get a chance to actually go over their lines? Well, they needed a place that was big enough to hold all of them. They needed a place that was, they needed a place that had artificial light, which was rare. It would be really great if there were some people there that we could, try stuff out on. And we just had a 12-hour fight call. I would kill a man for a beer right now. So they went to the bar. And that's what they did. They went to the bar and got drunk all night, performing for whoever happened to be in the room. And that is normally what we do. And that is more or less what we're doing right now, but doing it with you in your homes. And speaking of drinking, hopefully y'all have a beer right now, or some other sort. I, for instance, have rum and ginger beer, and I didn't have much ginger beer. And this show, as all Boozy Bard shows do, contains a drinking game. Now this one is special because Macbeth, it's kind of our big show. It's our big one that we end the season with normally. And we don't want to make it any less special just because we have to do it through the computer. So we're going to maintain the traditional drinking game, which has its history in a curse. You have to understand, when this play was first performed, it contained a scene featuring the goddess Hecate, goddess of witches and witchcraft. Now, you have to understand at that time, the whole Church of England thing between them and the Catholics, it was still pretty fresh in people's minds. So, stirring the pot with the whole pagan goddess on stage didn't really sit too well. So they told Will that he had to cut the scene. And being the pinnacle of artistic integrity that he is, Will cut the scene immediately. But it did remain in the folio. So we know the scene exists, and we have the scene. And you'll actually see the scene tonight. But normally the scene is cut because Macbeth is kind of a long play, and it's normally cut for time because it doesn't actually bring that much to the plot. And in order to do it right, you're supposed to have, a 12-foot tall witch goddess engulfed in flames, and most people don't want to bother with that nonsense. So Hecate's pissed that her scene keeps getting cut, so the play Macbeth is considered cursed, to the extent that even saying the name Macbeth in a theater outside of a performance is considered bad luck. I'm not saying I do believe in the myth, but I'm saying we've been doing this show for 6 years. We gave her scene back and we haven't had any problems. However, we must still honor the curse. So rather than not say the name, we are going to take a drink every time the name Macbeth is said. Whether it's Macbeth talking about himself, or someone talking to Macbeth, or someone else talking about Macbeth who is in the other room, every time someone says Macbeth, we drink. And I want you to throw a drink in the chat. Do what you gotta do. In case you missed, there was like 5 of them back there. So yeah, so that covers the drinking game. And covers a little bit of history of this show. And I'm seeing something from the backstage never mind. Not important. So I'm just going to check with, yep, it looks like this does not concern you. Good enough. All right. Now, this is our last show of Macbeth, drink. But normally we also have a Christmas special. And normally that Christmas special is Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. However, people who follow the page will know that we already did A Christmas Carol this year. We did it back in July because we all needed some cheering up at that time. And we figured that we'd be done with this by now. So we have to come up with something else for our Christmas show. And we have it. We don't have dates set in stone yet, but I can tell you that there will be a Christmas show this year. And I can tell you that it will be, by technical definition, Christmassy. And those who are fans, those who are longtime Boozy Bard fans, know that there is a play within Shakespeare's canon that is set at Christmas time that we always have fun and poke fun at it, because it's kind of like the Die Hard of the 1600s. Because, it's technically set at Christmas time, but it has nothing to do with Christmas. So smart people, you can already guess which show that's going to be in December. So yeah, I believe I have killed enough time. Hey, backstage, someone want to let me know if I killed enough time? All right, they say they're good. And so with that, I present to you William Shakespeare's Macbeth, Raw. Act 1, Scene 1, a desert place. Thunder and lightning. Enter 3 witches.
When shall we 3 meet again, in thunder, lightning, or in rain?
And the witch unmutes herself.
Yes, they do.
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won.
That will be ere the set of the sun.
Where the place?
Upon the heath.
There to meet with Macbeth.
Fair is foul.
Foul is fair.
Hover through the fog and the filthy air.
Excellent. Scene 2, a camp near Forest. Enter Malcolm, Duncan, and Lennox.
This is the sergeant who, like a good and hardy soldier, fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend! Say to the king the knowledge of the broil, and as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood, as 2 spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art. The merciless MacDonald, worthy to be a rebel, for to that the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him like valor's minion, carved out his passage till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Oh, right, cousin!
King of Scotland, mark! No sooner justice had with valor armed compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels, but the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage, with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault.
Dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo?
If I say sooth, I must report they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks, so they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe, except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds or mesmerize another Golgotha, I cannot tell. Oh, but I am faint. My gashes cry for help.
Oh, so well thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smack of honor both. Go get him, surgeons! Who comes here?
Enter Ross.
Hey, Ross.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy Thane?
From Fife, great king, Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict.
No more that Thane of Cawdor shall receive, or deceive rather, our bosom interest. Go pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth.
Excellent. Scene 3, a heath near Forest. Thunder! Enter the 3 witches.
A
A
drum?
drum. A drum.
Macbeth doth come.
Enter Macbeth and Banquo.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
How far is it called to force? What are these so withered and so wild in their attire?
Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Lannis.
All hail Macbeth, hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor.
All hail, Macbeth. Thou shalt be king hereafter.
Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that should sound so fair?
Stay, you imperfect speakers. Tell me more.
The witches vanish.
Whoosh.
Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as in breath into the wind. Would they had stayed.
You shall be king,
And Thane of Cawdor, too. Went it not so?
to the selfsame tune and words. Who's there?
Enter Ross and Lennox.
The king hath happily received, Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praises do contend which should be thine or his.
And we are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight.
And for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
But can the devil speak true?
Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme that cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in truth? I am a Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature?
Look how our partner's wrapped.
If chance we will have me king, why, chance may crown me without my stir.
New horrors come upon him. Like our strange garments, cleave not to their mold, but with the aid of use.
Come what may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me a favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king. Think upon what hath changed, and at more time in the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts to each other.
Very gladly.
So then, enough. Come, friends.
Excellent. Scene 4, the forest, the palace. Flourish. Enter Duncan and Malcolm.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back, but I have spoke with one that saw him die, who did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like the leaving it.
Enter Macbeth, Banquo, Ross, and Lennox.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to make thee full of growing. Noble Banquo, that hast no less deserved, nor must be known, no less to have done so, let me enfold thee and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
Ha! Sons, kingsmen, thanes, and you whose places are the nearest, know, we will establish our state upon our eldest Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland, from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
Prince of Cumberland? That's a step on which I must fall down, or else o'erleap, for in it my way lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let not light see my black and deep desires. The eye wink at the hand, and yet let that be, which the eye fears when it is done to see.
Exit. Scene 5, Inverness, Macbeth's castle. Enter Lady Macbeth, reading a letter.
Promise thou art, and Cawdor, and shall be what thou art promised. Hie thee hither, that I may pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal.
Enter the porter.
What tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it. 'Tis not thy master with him, who weren't so would have informed for preparation.
So please you, it is true. A thane is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who almost dead for breath and scarcely more than would make up his message. That guy.
Give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse, that croaks the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill me with the crown. Fill me from the crown to the toe, full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passages to remorse, that no compulsionous visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect of and it. Come to my woman's breast and take milk for gall, you murdering ministers. Wherever in your slightest substances you wait on nature's mischief, come thick a night and pall thee in the dullest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor the heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold.
Enter Macbeth.
Great Glamis, worthy Cawdor, greater than both, by all hail hereafter, thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in an instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
And when he goes hence?
Tomorrow, as he proposes.
Oh, never. Shall sun that morrow see. Your face, my fame, is as a book where men may read strange matters to beguile the time, look like the time, bear welcome in your eye, your hand, your tongue, look like the innocent flower, but be the serpent untrick. He that coming must be provided for, and you shall put that night's great business into dispatch, which shall to all our nights and days to come give solely sovereign sway to and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave all the rest to me.
Enter Duncan, Lennox, and Ross. Exit Macbeth.
Wrong keyboard shortcut, sorry. Where's the fatal Cawdor? We coursed him at the hills and had a purpose to be his purveyor. But he rides well. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight. Your servants ever. Give me your hand and conduct me to mine host. We love him highly and shall continue our graces towards him. By your leave, hostess.
Excellent. Scene 7. Macbeth's castle. Enter Macbeth.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well done, if it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here. But here, upon this bank and shoal of time, we'll jump to the life to come. But in these cases we still have judgment here, that we but teach bloody instructions which, being taught, return to plague the inventor. This even-handed justice commends the ingredients of our poisoned chalice to our lips. He's here in double trust. First I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed, then as his host. Who should against his murder shut the door, not bear the knife myself? I have no spur to prick the sides of mine intent, but only vaulting ambition which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other.
Enter Lady Macbeth.
How now, what news?
He has almost supped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
Know you not he has?
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me as of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk, wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time, such I account thy love. Art thou afeared to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteemest, the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon, I would, like the poor cat, an adage.
Prithee, peace. I dare do all that may become a man. Who dares to do more is none.
What beast wasn't then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you dost do it, then you were a man, and to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. Nor time nor place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and in their fitness now does unmake you. I given suck and know the tender love 'tis to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from its boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
And if we fail?
We fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. When Duncan is asleep, his two chamberlains will I, with wine and with sail, so convinced, shall be a fume, and the recipient of reason a limbic only, when a swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan?
Bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood those very sleepy two of his own chamber, and use their very daggers that have done it?
Who dares receive it other? As we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death.
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away and mock the time with fairest show. False face must hide what false heart doth know.
Exeunt. Act 2, Scene 1, Court of Macbeth's Castle. Enter Banquo and Macbeth.
Who's there?
A friend.
Oh, what, sir? Not yet at rest? The king's abed. I dreamt last night of the three weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet when we can entreat it hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
If you shall cleave to my consent, when 'tis, it shall make honor for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it, but still keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear. I shall be counseled.
Good repose you the while.
Thanks, sir. The like to you.
Exit. Macbeth, you don't exit.
Sorry. Is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle towards my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat-oppressed brain? I see thee yet in form as palpable as the witch now I draw. Thou marshalest me in the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made fools o'er the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade in dudgeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is this bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Thou sure and firm set hear not my steps, which the way they walk for fear. Thy very stones prate of my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time which now suits with it. Whiles I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds too cold to breath gives.
Ring, 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 ring.
I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
Exit. Enter Lady Macbeth.
That which hath made them drunk hath made me bold. What hath quenched them hath given me fire. Hark, peace! It was the owl had screeched, the fatal bellman which gives the sternest good night.
Enter Macbeth.
My husband!
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl screech and the crickets cry. Did you not speak?
When?
Now,
As I descended?
I,
Hark, who lies in the second chamber?
Malcolm.
This is a sorry sight.
A fool's thought, to say a sorry sight.
Was one did laugh in his sleep, and one cried, "Murder!" But they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they did say their prayers and address them again to sleep.
There are two lodged together.
One cried, "God bless us," and "Amen," the other. And they had seen me with these hangman's hands, listening to their fear. I could not say amen when they did say, "God bless us."
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I had most need of blessing and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, "Sleep no more, Macbeth does murder sleep. The innocent sleep, sleep that knits the raveled sleeve of care, the death of each day's life, sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds, great nature's second course, chief nourisher in life's feast." Still it cried, "Sleep no more," to all the house. "Glamis hath murdered sleep, and therefore Cawdor shall sleep no more, Macbeth shall sleep no more."
Who was it that thus cried? Why, worthy thing, you do unbend your noble strength to think so brain-sickly of things. Go get some water and wash this filthy witness from your hand. Why did you bring these daggers from the place? They must lie there. Go carry them and smear the sleeping grooms with the blood.
I'll go no more. I'm afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again, I dare not.
Infirm of purpose, give me the daggers.
She exits.
Whence is that knocking? Housed with me when every noise appalls me. The hands are here. They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand? No, this hand will rather the multitudinous seas and incarnadine, making green one red.
Re-enter Lady Macbeth.
My hands are your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear a knocking. At the south entry retire we to our chamber. A little water clears us of the deed. How easy is it then? Hark, more knocking. Get your nightgown, lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers.
Know my deed, 'twere best not to know myself. Wake Duncan with thy knocking, I wish thou couldst.
Exeunt. Scene 3, the scene. Knocking within. Enter the porter.
Oh, Oh, here's a knocking indeed. If a man were put of Hellgate, he should have old turn in the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? Oh, here's a farmer who hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time. Have napkins and all about you here. You'll sweat for it. Who's there in the other devil's name? Oh, faith, here's an equivocator. I can swear in both the scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake. Oh, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Knock, knock, never a quiet. What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I thought to let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Anon, anon, I pray you, remember the porter.
Enter MacDuff.
Oh, hey.
Was it so late, friend, ere you went to bed that you do lie so late?
Well, faith, sir, we were carousing till the second cock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
What three things does drink especially provoke?
Well, marry, sir, nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him, and it mars him, it sets him on, it takes him off, it persuades him, it disheartens him, makes him stand to and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep and giving him the lie, leaves him. Good times.
Is thy master stirring?
Enter Macbeth and Lennox severally.
Our knocking has awaked him. Here he comes.
Good morrow, noble sir.
Good morrow, both.
Is the king stirring, worthy thing?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Exit Macduff and Porter.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. He did appoint so.
The night has been unruly where we lay.
Was a rough night.
A young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it.
Re-enter Macduff.
Oh, horror! 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 Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. For sacrilegious murder hath broke ope the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
What's that you say, the life?
Mean you his majesty?
Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with a new gorgon. Do not bid me speak, see, and then speak yourselves.
Exeunt Macbeth and Lennox.
Awake! Awake! Ring the alarm bell, murder and treason, Banquo and Malcolm, awake! Shake off this down to sleep, death counterfeit, and look upon death itself. Up! Up! And see us from your graves. See the great doom's image, Malcolm! Banquo! As from your graves rise up and walk like sprites to countenance this horror. Ring the bell!
Bong, bong, bong. Enter Lady Macbeth. Bong.
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak, speak.
Gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell.
Enter Banquo.
Oh, Banquo! Banquo, our royal master's murdered.
Woe, alas! What, in our house?
Who cruel anywhere? Dear Duff, I prithee contradict thyself and say it is not so.
Re-enter Macbeth with Lennox and Ross.
Had I but died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time. For in this instant there's nothing serious in mortality,
All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead, the wine of life is drawn, and the mere lees is left this vault to brag of.
Enter Malcolm. And Malcolm unmutes herself.
What is amiss?
You are and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father is murdered.
By whom?
Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood, so were their daggers, which, unwiped, we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them. Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore you did so?
Who can be wise, amazed, temperate, and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition of my violent love outrun the pause of reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs looked like the breach in nature. For ruin's wasteful entrance, there the murderers sleeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had heart to love? And in what heart courage makes man's love known?
Help me!
Oh. Look to the lady.
And when we have our naked frailties hid, that suffer in exposure, let us meet, and question this most bloody piece of work, to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand, and thence against the undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice.
Let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Exeunt. Scene 4, outside Macbeth's castle. Enter Ross and MacDuff.
How goes the world, sir, now?
I see you not.
Is known who did this more than bloody deed?
Those that Macbeth hath slain.
Alas, the day, what good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm, the king's son, are stolen away and fled, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Gainst nature still, thriftless ambition that wilt raven up thine own life's means. Then 'tis most like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named and gone to Scone to be invested.
Will you to Scone?
No, cousin. I'll to Fife.
Exeunt. Act 3, Scene 1. Forest, the palace. Enter Banquo.
Thou hast it now, King, Cawdor, Glamis, all, as the weird women promised. And I fear thou playest most foully for it. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come some truth from them, as upon thee, Macbeth, their speeches shine. Why, by the verities on thee made good, might not they be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Enter Macbeth as king, Lady Macbeth as queen, Lennox, Ross, and the porter.
Here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all thing unbecoming.
Tonight we'll hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with a most dissoluble tie, forever knit.
Brought you this afternoon?
I, my good lord.
I wish your horse swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their back. Farewell.
Exit Banquo.
Sirrah, a word with you. Attend those men our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us.
Exit the porter.
be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares. Who's there?
Re-enter the porter with the murderer.
Now, go to the door and stay there till we call.
Exit the porter.
Was not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please, your highness.
Well then, now, have you considered my speeches?
I am one, my liege, whom the vile blows and buffets of the world have so incensed that I am reckless what I do, spite the world. So weary with disasters, tugged with fortune, that I would set my lie at any chance to mend it or be rid on it.
You know Banquo was your enemy. With his hour at most, I will advise you where to plant yourselves, acquaint you with this perfect spy of the time, the moment on, for must be done tonight, and something from the palace. Always, though, that I require clearness, and with him to leave no rubs nor botches around the work. Resolve yourself, I'll come to you anon.
I am resolved, my lord.
I will call upon you straight, abide within.
Exeunt the murderer.
It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Exeunt. Scene 3, a park near the palace. Enter Banquo.
It'll be rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Treachery!
All away and say how it is done.
Exeunt. And that's the first half, folks. That's where we end it. Kind of weird that the people who played the murderer and Banquo are in the same house. I didn't plan that. That just worked. That's kind of great. We're gonna take a quick 10 minutes, and then Brian's got a song for us. For those of you who are fans of Brian's songs, I don't know if we can call them that. So yeah, we're gonna, like I said, just gonna take a quick 10, refresh your drinks, and we will see you then. Peace. And we're back. Hello, friends. Did you get a new drink? I was completely out of ginger ale, so this is now just straight rum. Ah, thank God I don't work till 3 tomorrow. Now, those of you who've been to a Boozy Bard show or watched one of our live streams will know Brian. You saw him earlier. He was the porter, the guy talking about dick jokes. But not only is Brian a very gifted comedic actor, but he is also a brilliant songsmith.
Did someone say dick jokes?
I sure did. Now, when Brian, so for every show that we do, Brian does a song for it. And when I say every show, I mean every show. We're doing 2 shows. This is a completely different song than the one he did on the 7th. And it's a brand new song, isn't it, Brian?
It is, which, I mean, I think that brings the total Macbeth songs to 9.
At least, oh, gotta be at least.
At this point, I can just, like, recycle them unless I get an idea again. Who knows?
Yeah, we could probably do, like, an entire Macbeth album, which, you know...
Yeah, you really could.
Indiegogo in the comments if you would be into that. Just do an entire concept album of Macbeth too.
Just Macbeth.
Yeah. All right. So I will allow you to take it away, Brian.
All right. I will take it away. Yeah, does that good? Good, I hope so. All right. Here we go. Double toil and a trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. 3 witches just told me that I am bound for glory. Someday I'll wear a crown on my head. I was thinking it was crap, but then things started to happen exactly in the way that they said. Now the plots start coming and they don't stop coming. My wife says that we should kill King Duncan. Didn't make sense not to blame his sons. My mind got lost, but the deed got done. Deeper into conspiracy, so what's with this dagger before me? I'll never let anyone know. No, I think you gotta kill Banquo. Hey now, I'm a monster. My ambitions inflamed. Don't care now what the costs are. I'm not playing some games, so stand back and behold as the blood of innocence starts to flow. I forgot to get the thing to scroll down, and it's doing that. Oh God. It goes like this, pretend there's still music playing. Technology sucks. There we go. I'm a bad guy, but my wife is better. Stepping over bodies just to climb that ladder. I'm starting to feel the suspicion, judged by Banquo's bloody apparition. My good conscience is getting pretty thin. Like Simba, I just can't wait to be king. But I've got doubts, I'm insecure, so I'm gonna find those riches on the moors and say, how now, weird sisters, what's your cauldron got to say? Pray now to your familiars, or just call on Hecate. What else is that in store? Don't you try to warn me to seek no more. I'm bloody glad I asked those black and midnight hags. I had to make them reveal my fate. I said, "Lee, sounds pretty sweet. No man born of woman can stop me, and the odds of that occurring aren't great. Now the warm heart blows and the drums start drumming. Look down the hill and the trees are coming. Doesn't make sense, but I still won't run. My mind is set, but my wife is done. So much for her. Is it just me, or is something wrong with this dumb prophecy? I guess I'll find out if so. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. But today now, I'm a soldier, gonna jump in the melee now. And MacDuff's here, it's showdown, so lay on. But first you should know that I'm pretty much invincible. Hey, why wait now? great sidebar. What the hell's a cesarean? Too late now. I'm a goner. Should have learned my lesson. When your future's foretold, always read the fine print and not just the bold. Thank you. That's the song.
Brian Bayer, everybody.
I can't believe we hadn't done that one yet.
Right? I could have swore, but no. Do you have any other things coming up?
I do actually. There is going to be a Halloween costume party, which is going to be an online streaming thing with the Interchanged Theater Co-op, which is a new business, new company that started that's going to be doing comedy and improv and a whole bunch of other things.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that it should be streamed on their Facebook page. This is tomorrow night at 7.
Oh, perfect timing then.
7 or 8. Check at 7, and then if it's not on yet, it'll be at 8.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to replay it on Saturday. So it'll be on, their Facebook. Also, I think they have a YouTube channel, and I do a song during that. It's going to be me and then a bunch of comedians in costume doing comedy stand-up bits.
Nice.
So, that's Interchange Theater, like INTERCHANGE.
Cool.
So, I think that's pretty much the only thing.
Okay.
If you haven't yet, for some reason, you can look up Turn to Page Fun, the adventure book podcast series, and that's still out there, and it's funny. So
yes,
check that out.
And then let's see. I know Nicole has something coming up, and Nick and Sarah have their thing. If either of them want to jump in.
Yes, Saturday. I forgot I was doing this thing. It's happening.
And I remembered.
You did. I'm so proud of you. Shoot. If they know what it is, let them go. The other people.
Yeah.
Just a sec.
All right. Hi, I'm Sarah. And that's Nick. He's also here. Hi.
Nick.
Every Sunday at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, I know you're not doing anything. We have a show on Sundays called Carrie Bradshaw is a Bad Friend, where I'm making Nick watch all of Sex and the City, and then we were talking about what a bad friend Carrie Bradshaw is. And that is on Facebook. It's a Facebook Live show. So that is on Facebook at Carrie Bradshaw is a Bad Friend. Is the name of the Facebook page.
Excellent. Where are you guys in the series by now?
We actually, this Sunday will be the last episode of season 3.
Okay, and there were how many seasons?
6 and 2 movies.
Okay, so.
And a prequel series. So if Nick doesn't completely hate me by the end of it,
All right. And then, that is awesome. Check that out. And then Nicole.
Yes, this Saturday at 8 p.m., look up Terrifying Tales for All Hallows Eve. Me and a bunch of other very talented ladies like Mandy Vader, Sammy Ditlow.
Part of it too.
Oh, I didn't know that you were part of it.
And Andrea Randall Schrader. We're all reading Ookie Spooky Tales. So catch that on Facebook. It's creepypastas, urban legends, pretty much anything ookie and or spooky.
Excellent. I'm very excited for that. All right. And that covers... anyone else got any plugs? I thought that was all of them. But anyone else got plugs? No? Going, gone. All right. That covers the plugs. And now, so when last we left our story, Banquo was dead, so Macbeth was completely free and clear, and there were going to be no problems ever again. Right? Let's find out. In part 2 of William Shakespeare's Macbeth, Raw. Scene 4, Hall in the Palace. A banquet is prepared. Enter Macbeth, Lady Macbeth, Ross, and Lennox.
You know your own degrees. Sit down. At first and last, the hearty welcome.
Thanks to your majesty.
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Our hostess keeps her state, but in the best time we will require her welcome.
Pronounce it for me, sir, to all our friends, for my heart speaks, they are welcome.
The murderer appears at the door.
They encounter thee with thy heart's thanks. Both sides are even. There's blood on your face.
Oh, tis Banquo's then.
'Tis better thee without than he within. Art he dispatched?
Oh, my lord, his throat is cut. That I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. Thou art the non-burial. Get thee gone.
Exit the murderer.
Okay, then. Oh, my royal lord, you do not give the cheer. The feast is sold.
Sweet remembrance, sir. Now good digestion, wait on appetite, and health on you both.
May it please your highness sit?
The ghost of Banquo enters and sits in Macbeth's place.
Here had we now our country's honor roof, where the graced person of our Banquo present, who may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity from his chance.
Oh, his absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please, your highness, to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here's a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is that moves your highness?
Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus, and hath been from his youth. Pray you, keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Feed, and regard him not. Are you a man?
I ain't a bold one that dare look on that might appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and stars. Imposters to true fear. Would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire, authorized by her granddame. Shame itself. Why do you make such faces? When all is done, you look but at a stool.
Prithee, see there, behold, look, lo, how say you, what care I, if thou canst not speak too?
What, quiet unmanned in Bali?
If I stand here, I saw him.
My worthy lord, your normal friends, they lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, my most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, love and health to all. Then I'll sit down, give me some wine, full fill. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our dear friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would that he were here. To all and to him we thirst, and all to all.
Our duties and the pledge.
Avaunt and quit my sight! Let the earth hide thee! Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold, thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good peers. But as a thing of custom, 'tis no other. Only it spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare? I dare. Approach thou like a rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the Hircan tiger. Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble.
The ghost of Banquo vanishes.
Why so? Being gone, I am a man again. Pray you, sit still.
You have displaced the mirth, and broke the good meeting. With
most admired disorder. I pray you speak not. He grows worse.
Nerves shall never tremble.
Rage him. At once, good night. Stand not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Night, and better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
Exeunt all but Macbeth and Lady Macbeth.
It will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. What is the night?
Almost at odds with the morning. Which is which?
Or sayst thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I will tomorrow, and betimes I will to the weird sisters. More they shall speak, for now I am bent to know. I am in blood, stepped so far that I should wade no more.
You lack the season of all natures. Sleep.
Come, will to sleep. We are yet but nothing young indeed.
Exeunt. Scene 5, a heath. Thunder, quackoom. Enter the three witches, meeting Hecate.
Why? How now, Hecate? You look angrily.
Have I not reason? Beldams as you are, saucy and overbold. How did you dare to trade and traffic with Macbeth in riddles and affairs of death? And I, the mistress of your charms, most contriver of all harms, was never called to bear my part, or show the glory of our art? And which is worse, all you have done hath been but for a wayward son, spiteful and wrathful, who, as others do, loves for his own ends, not for you, but make amends now. Get you gone, and at the pit of Acheron, meet me in the morning. Thither he will come to know his destiny. Your vessels and your spell provide, your charms and everything beside. I am for the air. This night I'll spend unto a dismal and fatal end. Great business must be wrought ere noon. Upon the corner of the moon, there hangs a vapor's drop profound. I'll catch it ere it come to ground. And that distilled by magic sleight shall raise such artificial sprites as by the strength of their illusion shall draw him on to his conclusion. He shall spurn fate, scorn death, and bear. He hopes above wisdom, grace, and fear. And know you all security is mortal's chiefest enemy. Hark! I am called. My little spirit, see? Sits in a foggy cloud and stays for me.
Hecate exits.
Hecate out, bitches.
Come, let's make haste. She'll soon be back again. Thrice the brindled cat hath mewed.
Unmute.
And thrice and once the hedge pig whined.
Harpier cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Toad that under cold stone days and nights has 31 sweltered venom sleeping got. Boil thou first in the charmed pot. Double, double.
Toil and trouble.
By a burn and cauldron bubble.
Fillet a fenny snake. In the cauldron boil and bake. Eye of newt and toe of frog. Wool of bat and tongue of dog. Adder's fork. In blindworm's sting. And I say more, I'm saying more. There's more that goes in here. Where's my recipe? Lizard's leg and owlet's wing for a charm of powerful trouble. Like a hell broth boil and bubble.
double.
Toil and trouble.
Fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy maw, and gulf of ravened salt sea shark. Root of hemlock digged in the dark, silvered in the moon's eclipse. Nose of Turk and Tartar's lips. Finger of birth strangled babe, ditch delivered by a drab. Make the gruel thick and slab, and here there too a tiger's chaudron for the ingredients of our cauldron.
Double, double.
Toil and trouble.
Fire, burn, and cauldron bubble.
Now cool it with a baboon's blood, and then the charm is firm and good. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Open locks, whoever knocks.
Enter Macbeth.
Oh, now, you secret black and midnight hags, I conjure you by that which you profess. How are you come to know it? Answer me.
Speak.
Demand.
We'll answer.
Say if thou'st rather hear it from our mouths or from our masters.
Call them. Let me see him.
Thunder, kaboom! First apparition, an armed head.
He knows thy thought. Hear his speech, but say thou not. Macbeth, 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 beware! MacDuff, beware the Thane of Fife. Dismiss me. Enough.
The head descends.
Whate'er thou art for thy good cauldron, thanks. Thou hast hopped my fear aright, but one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another more potent than the first.
Thunder! Second apparition, a bloody child.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth.
Macbeth! You have a line, Macbeth.
I'm so sorry. I had thee 3 years I'd hear thee. Sorry, so distracted by that babe.
It's me, a bloody child, be bloody, bold, and resolute. Laugh to scorn the power of man, for nothing of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
The child descends.
Well, then live, MacDuff. What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll make assurance double sure, and take the bond of fate. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder.
Thunder! Karoom! Third apparition. A
one
child
more.
crowned with a tree in his hand.
Be lion-mettled proud, and take no care. Who chafes, who frets, sore our conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Burnham Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
The tree descends.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree unfix his earthbound root? Sweet bodements, high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature, pay his breath to time and mortal custom. Yet my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if your art can tell you so much, shall Banquo's issue ever reign this kingdom?
Seek to know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this an eternal curse on you all.
Show.
Joe.
Show his eyes.
And grieve his heart.
Come like shadows, so depart.
Enter the ghost of Banquo.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Down! A crown to see mine eyeballs, and thy hair, thou other gold-bound brow. Filthy hags, why do you show me this? I'll see no more. Horrible sight, now I see 'tis true. For the blood-boltered Banquo smiles upon me.
He vanishes.
What? Is this so?
Aye, sir. All this is so. But why stands Macbeth thus amazedly? Come, sisters, cheer we up his sprites and show the best of our delight. I'll charm the air to give sound while you perform your antic round, that this great king may kindly say our duties did his welcome pay.
The witches dance and vanish.
Where are they? Gone? this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in without there.
Enter Lennox.
Where's your grace as well?
Saw you the Weird Sisters.
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Affected be the air upon they ride, and damned all those that trust them. I did hear the galloping of a horse. Who came by?
Oh, 'tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring word Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
The castle of Macduff I will surprise, seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and all unfortunate souls that trace him in his line.
Exeunt. Scene 2. Fife, Macduff's castle. Enter Lady Macduff, her son, and Ross.
And what had he done to make him fly the land? Speak louder.
You must have patience, madam.
Well, he had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom! To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion, and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly? He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will flight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. So runs against all reason.
My dearest coz, I pray you school yourself, but for your husband. He is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are the traitors who do not know ourselves, when we hold rumor from what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea, each way and move. I take my leave of you, shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I'm so much a fool should I stay longer. It would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Exit.
Sarah, sweetie, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
Unmute.
As birds do, mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean. And so do they.
Poor bird.
My father is not dead, for all you are saying.
Yes, he's dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy him to sell him again.
Thou speakest with all thy wit, and yet, in faith, with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so.
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged and that swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Well, the honest men.
Then the liars and the swearers are fools. For there are liars and swearers, and now to beat the honest men and hang them up.
Poor prattle, how thou talkest.
Enter the murderer. Murderer. Anytime.
Where's your husband?
Well, I hope and no son of aches, son thank me. Where's your husband?
Oh, he's a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-haired villain.
You egg. Yeah, that's right. You take that. young fry of treachery.
Oh!
Right.
He has killed me, mother. Run away, I pray you.
No! Murder! Murder! I'm being killed off stage!
Exit. Scene 3. England, before the King's Palace. Enter Malcolm and MacDuff.
Let us seek out some desolate shade, and there weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfall and birthdom. Each new morn, new widows howl, new orphans cry, new sorrows strike heaven on the face that it resounds.
This tyrant whose sole name blisters our tongues was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. Be not offended. I speak not as in absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to its wounds.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious smacking of every sin that has a name, but there's no bottom, none in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids could not fill up the cistern of my lust and my desire. All continent impediments would overbear, that did oppose my will. Better Macbeth than such an one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It hath been the untimely emptying of the happy throne and fall of many kings. But fear not, yet to take upon you what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty. We will have willing dames enough.
With this there grows in my most ill-composed affection such a stanchous avarice that were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire his jewels and this other's house, and my more having would be as a sauce to make me hunger more. That I should forge quarrels and dust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
Oh, Scotland.
If such a one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not to live. Oh, nation miserable with an untitled tyrant, bloody sceptred, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since that the truest issue of thy throne by his own interdiction stands accursed, and who does blaspheme his breed? Thy royal mother was a most sainted queen, the queen that bore thee, oftener upon her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatst upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. Oh, my breast. Thy hope ends here.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped back the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth by many of these trains hath thought to win me into his power, and modest wisdom plucks me from over credulous haste. But I am yet unknown to woman, never was forsworn, scarcely have coveted what was mine own. At no time broke my faith, would not betray the devil to his fellow, and delight no less in truth than in life. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome things at once, 'tis hard to reconcile.
Enter Ross.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country,
Oh, what's the newest grief?
that of an hour's age doth hiss the speaker, each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Why, well,
And all my children?
well too.
The tyrant has not battered at their peace.
No, they were well at peace when I did leave 'em, but I have words that would be howled out in the desert air where hearing should not latch them.
What concern they?
The main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard. Your castle is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner were on the quarry of those murdered deer to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven.
My children, too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
I must be from thence. My wife killed, too.
I have said.
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh, hellcake, all! But all my pretty chickens and their dam at one fell swoop.
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so, but I also must feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things were that were most precious to me. Did heaven look on and would not take their part?
This, the whetstone of your sword, let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
Oh, I could play the woman with my eyes and braggart with my tongue. But gentle heavens, cut short all intermission. Front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set him. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for the shaking.
Exeunt! Act 5, Scene 1, Dunsinane, the anteroom in the castle. Enter Lady Macbeth.
Yet here's the spot. Out, damn spot, out! I say. 1, 2. Why then, 'tis time to do it. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie. A soldier and have heard. What need we fear? Who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Yet who would have thought the old man to have so much blood in him? The Thane of Fife had a wife. Where is she now? What? Will these hands never be clean? No more, oh, that. My lord, no more, oh, that. You mar all with the starting. Here's the smell of blood. Still, all the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh, wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on his grave. To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come, give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed.
Exeunt. Enter Macbeth and attendants.
Bring me no more reports. Let them fly all till Burnham Wood removed to Dunsinane I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly, false thanes, and mingle with English epicures.
Enter the porter.
The devil damn thee, black thou cream-faced loon! Where goest thou with that goose look?
That is 10,000
Geese, villain!
soldiers, sir.
Oh, prick thy face and overred thy fear. Those linen cheeks of thine are counselors to fear. What soldiers, wayface?
The English force, so please you.
Take thy face hence.
Exit the porter.
I am sick at heart. This push will cheer me ever or deceit me now. I have lived long enough.
Re-enter the porter.
What is your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
Give me my armor.
'Tis not needed yet.
I'll put it on. Hang those that talk of fear. Give me mine armor. I will not be afraid of death and bane till Burnham come to Dunsinane.
Exeunt. Scene 4. County near the Burnham Wood. Enter Malcolm, Lennox, and MacDuff.
Cousins, I hope the days are near at hand that the chambers will be safe. What wood is thus before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our hosts and make discovery ere in report of us.
It shall be done.
But our just censures attend the true event, and put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches that will with due decision make us know what we shall say we have and what we owe. Thoughts speculative, their unsure hopes relate, but certain issue strokes must arbitrate, towards which advance the war.
Exeunt. Marching. Scene 5. Dunsinane within the castle. Enter Macbeth.
Hang our banners on the outward walls. The cry is still, they come! Our castle's strength will laugh to siege to scorn. Here let them lie till famine and the ague eat them up. Were they not forced with those that should be ours? We might have met them dareful, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. What is that noise?
Enter the porter.
It's the cry of woman, my good lord.
I've almost forgot the taste of fears. I have supped full with horrors. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this heady pace, day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Now comes to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but I know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon methought the wood began to move.
Liar and slave!
Let me endure your wrath if it be not so. Within this 3 mile, may you see it coming. I say a moving grove.
If thou speakest false upon the next tree, I shall hang thou alive till famine cling thee. Arm and out! Ring the alarm bell, blow! Wind, come rack! At least we'll die with harness on our back.
Exeunt. Scene 6. Dunsinane before the castle. Enter Malcolm, Lennox, and MacDuff.
Now near enough your leafy screens throw down, and show like those you are. You worthy uncle shall, with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff, and we shall take upon what else remains to do, according to our order.
Fare you well. Do we but find the tyrant's power tonight? Let us be beaten if we cannot fight.
Make all
our trumpets speak. Give them all breath, those clamorous harbingers of blood and death.
Exeunt. Scene 7. Another part of the field. Alarms. Enter Macbeth and Lennox severally.
They have tied me to a stake. I cannot fly. but bear-like I might fight the course. What's he that was not born of woman? Such a one am I to fear of none.
What is thy name?
Thou'lt be afraid to hear it.
No, though thou call'st thyself a hotter name than any in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to mine ear.
No, nor more fearful.
Thou liest, abhorred tyrant. With my sword I'll prove the lie thou speakst.
Thou was born of woman. But swords I smile at, weapons laugh to scorn, brandished by a man that's of woman born. Why should I play the Roman fool and die on mine own sword? Whilst I see lives, the gashes do better upon them.
They fight. Dies. Enter Macbeth, or MacDuff.
Turn, hellhound, turn.
Of all men else I have avoided thee, but get thee back, my soul is too much charged with blood of thine already.
I have no words. My voice is in my sword. Thou bloodier villain than terms can give thee out.
Fight!
Thou losest labor I could bear a charmed life which must not yield to one of woman born.
Despair thy charm and let the angel whom thou hast still served tell thee. Macduff was from his mother's womb untimely ripped.
A cursed tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And be these juggling fiends no more believe that palter with us in a double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear and break our hope, I'll not fight with thee.
Then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the time we'll have thee, as our rarer monsters are painted on a pole and underwrit. Here you may see the tyrant.
I will not yield to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet and be baited with the rabbler's curse. Though Burnham would be come to Dunsinane, and thou opposed, being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Before my body I'll throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff, and damned be him the first that cries, hold, enough!
They exit, fighting! Malcolm and Ross enter.
I would the friends we miss were safe arrived.
Thou must go often yet, by these I see so great a day as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing.
Re-enter Macduff with Macbeth's head.
Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold, where stands the usurper's cursed head? The time is free. I see thee compassed with thy kingdom's pearl, that speak my salutations in their minds, whose voices I desire aloud with mine. Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
Hail, King of Scotland!
And that's the show! If I can get everyone back out here. It's the walk of life. All right. Tonight, as King Duncan and Hecate, goddess of witches, Joanna Amos. As Lord Lennox. Which of you was Lennox? Maya Danks was Lord Lennox. As Lord Ross, Nicole Allee. As Witch 1, Christee Reince. As Witch 2, Nick Fuhrer. As Witch 3, Carrie Johns. As Malcolm, Michelle White. As MacDuff, Sarah Wallisch. As Banquo, Stephen Wolterstorff. As the porter and our musical accompaniment, Brian Baer.
Woo!
And tonight, as Lord and Lady Macbeth, Kelsey Lexow, and Bonnie Elliott. And yeah, I got everyone. Yes, and special appearance by Baby Violet. Hi, baby. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I know I sure as hell did. I want to give special thanks to Christee. She's our casting manager for this. She handles all of the humans in doing this. Be sure to check out all those other things that everyone else was talking about. And I want to thank all these folks who are currently surrounding me. My position's kind of great right now that I can do that. That like I'm top and middle, so it's like yes, everyone else is great. I want to thank, I want to thank all of them, but most importantly, I want to thank each and every one of you, because without you, we are just a bunch of drunks with a weird hobby. Eventually, we'll figure out how to do that via Zoom. Thank you, and good night.